Okay, I'm all wound up. I'm always wound up because I'm Scottish. But anyway, no, this crystal meth thing and this people Met has arrested and ordered release, and it started to get on my nerves. Anyway, so I've been in a bad mood, but that's okay. This is my first drink of wine. And when you're wound up, you have to get some, how come this is so dark? You gotta get some, seek some help, psychiatrist, psychologist. And I know a perfect psychologist to get me, try to calm me down. And his name is Mike Holland, Minister of Energy, Minister of Forestry. Everything's fine. Lately, there have been a lot of good news. Anyway, I'm not going to give my opinion. I'll give my opinion to him. So maybe that will calm me down. You see, a politician is like a psychologist. They listen and listen and listen. They don't do nothing, but they're good listeners. That's why I'll never be a politician, because I talk too much. Okay, let's see if we have some fun here. And maybe he could calm me down. I only had 2 little drinks of wine. Comment ça va?
Bien, 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 ça va.
Ça va bien. What, you speak French now?
En fait, non, je t'aime de parler français. Je pratique avec mes amis.
Okay, good. Pratique pas avec moi.
D'accord.
D'accord, merci beaucoup. You, and not bad, not bad. It's better than Higgs. Okay, so I'm all wound up here. And maybe you could calm me down. I had 2 little drinks of wine, little drinks. My third one here.
White or red?
Homemade wine. His name is Harry.
Oh, yeah.
And he's been making me home wine for the last 10 years. I won't mention his last name.
All right, on.
He's 70 years old and he does good. Okay, never mind that. Let's focus.
I was going to try to get into that. See, we're down a rabbit trail already, Charles.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. There's no such thing. Sometimes it's too good to be true. And lately, what you've been saying, is it bullshit? Or is it too good to be true? Or there's got to be a catch. For the viewers, the listener, my 14 listeners, I got 2 more listeners. They're from Miramichi. Anyway, 14 listeners. You said last week, we're supposed to do this, you're finally going to have the Irvings pay 30% royalty?
Yep, stumpage rates.
What's that?
Yeah.
Yeah. And today, 10% of the land saved to conserve.
Yeah.
Okay, now let's go to the first one. 30%. Tax the Irvings 30%. What's the catch?
Well, so, Charles, there's no catch. Look at what commodity pricing on lumber's been over the last 2 years, right?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it's been up to $1,600 a board foot. Now, people were calling for me to raise stumpage a while ago, and I said, okay, well, we got to be careful how we do it. So we got to make sure that we don't chase the commodity price of lumber up, because if we do that, we have to chase it down. And provinces like Alberta do that because they don't have a private woodlot market, and they can charge $4 a cubic meter when prices go down. We can't, because that'd be undercutting the private woodlot owner. So I said, hold on, we're going to watch this, and we're going to put a system in place that allows us to benefit from those prices. So we raised the prices to recognize the high commodity price of lumber over the last couple of years. And then in the fall, I'm putting legislation in place that allows me to take that levy above and beyond fair market value and reinvest it back into the private woodlot sector.
Ah, that's the catch. You're going to invest back in an Irving industry.
No, private woodlot sector.
I know you said that, but I had to say the private.
You always going to say that.
Yeah, of course.
That's bullshit what you just said.
No problem.
No, it's going back into private woodlots. So this is the first step, not going into government coffers, not going back to industry. Industry's going to pay it, and we're going to redirect those funds back to private woodlot owners.
So what the private woodlot owners are going to do with that?
Well, they're going to do a variety of things with it. First of all, the boards are going to be able to educate the private woodlot owner for how best they can manage
What board?
their woodlot. The Woodlot Marketing Board.
Ah, here we go. That's the Irvings, right?
No, it's not.
Aye.
Gerald, not everything's the Irvings. This is the boards that represent the private woodlot owners.
Who are they?
Well, there's 7 in the province right now, and the New Brunswick Federation of Woodlot Owners is the group that represents them. That's what we've been working on to make sure that we have an opportunity to help these guys have the best managed lots possible, so that they can offer the most amount of wood to the mills and get the best prices they possibly can for it. This has been a long time coming.
How come it didn't go 2 years ago? Because it was fixed, blah, blah, blah.
No, well, 2 years ago we didn't make a change because at that point the only thing that was being suggested was follow lumber commodity pricing because it was up. But we can't do that if the only system is follow the commodity price. What are we going to do when it drops, Gerald? That means we're actually going to lower stumpage rates below where they are? No, can't do that. You're going to get crucified for doing that. So I said, hold on, we've got to have a stable, steady system that we never go below a fair market value, but when commodity prices rise, I can charge an extra levy, and rather than put that directly into government, we redirect that back to the private woodlot. I'm
not a professional in this, but there is no way in the world that J.D. Irving is going to say, "Oh, this is fine, no problem."
You'd have to say, Charles, we're doing it. I mean, that's
what's the catch?
The catch is that this has to be. We had to modernize the system. I said this when we ran in 2018. I wrote that in our platform back then, Charles, that we have to review and revise the private woodlot system. We have to review and revise the Crown Lands and Forestry Act. I felt for a number of years that it needed an update.
Yeah. But what's the catch? The Irving got a benefit from this because he's going to flip. Did you see that video when I hunt him down on the street? The man has a short fuse. He's not going to set this new 30% tax rate.
These are initiatives that are at the directive of the Minister of Natural Resources and the government. And if you've known me any length of time, if I have a plan, I'm going to execute it, and I know that everything I do will make somebody potentially upset. But I never vary from my plan. You know me well enough to know that.
Can you say cabinet shuffle?
What's that?
Can you say cabinet shuffle?
Oh, I'm only in cabinet at the pleasure of the Premier, and I know that I could wake up tomorrow. I could have woken up a year ago, and I could wake up a year from now and not be in cabinet anymore. But I'll tell you what, Charles, if my period in history and career in cabinet meant that I was able to put a system in place that made stumpage rates invest back in the private woodlot sector, and I doubled the protected lands in the province of New Brunswick, I go to bed sleeping pretty good at night doing that, my friend.
That sounds good. Okay, what's the catch?
There's no catch. I said I was going to do this in 2018. You know what's absolutely amazing is that when a politician does what they say they're going to do, everyone thinks there's got to be a catch.
Especially when your boss is Blaine Higgs that worked for Irving for about 100 years.
He didn't work for JDI.
No, he worked for Archer, but it's still Irving.
But I'll tell you this right now, the Premier of the province of New Brunswick, every time I brought these initiatives forward, he expected that I knew what I was talking about, he expected that the plan was well thought out, and he expected that I would have all the answers to the questions that he would ask, and as a result of the fact that I did that, the Premier of the province stood behind me 100%.